Hello, and welcome back to the Greater Good video course on how to become a social entrepreneur. This is episode 4, Relationships and Community Building. Madeline, one of the things that I really love most about your book is that your message stands in real stark contrast to that move fast and break things mentality of the stereotypical solitary rock star entrepreneur, and instead really focuses on reciprocity and making a sustainable positive impact for our communities. And we can't do this building toward the greater good alone without the right sort of support network to help make our dreams come true. Tell me a little bit about how to find your people.
Oh, wow. So a really good friend of mine, a long-term colleague called Melody Berger, says that relationships are the true currency. And I would agree with her. And what she means by that is like they are the way that we get anything done. They really ultimately are. And they're also kind of the ultimate compensation. Like if you enjoy the people that you're working with and you enjoy the people that you're engaging with in the community that you're building, it will definitely have its own kind of reward. It feels less like work and more like something um, kind of beautiful and connected. And yeah, so I love that. So the most fundamental aspect of any relationship, I would argue, is trust. So, how do we build trust? We build trust through authenticity. And this is why I believe that social entrepreneurs kind of have an edge because invariably, like what we're doing actually legitimately matters to us, like from the bottom of our hearts. Like we are not just trying to, capture a market segment or, you know, disrupt something or kill the competition or whatever, maximize shareholder value, or all these kind of traditional phrases that you alluded to that are very kind of symptomatic of what I loosely call hustle culture. That is sort of what I see as the dying traditional capitalist model where, everybody is, in competition with one another. I am hugely in favor of the phrase collaboration is the new competition. We need to be thinking collectively. We need collective solutions. I mean, if we're going to be solving things like climate change, like achieving racial justice and equity, those types of issues that social entrepreneurs are confronting, it isn't about competing with others. It can certainly be about confronting issues and wanting to, yeah, make the world into a better place and confront injustices and that type of thing. But ultimately, you are seeking to build a very broad network of support. And partly you're going to do that by being very kind of outgoing, um, and transparent, but you're also seeking to understand what other people need. So it's not just a one way thing. Like it's never, if I come to you and I'm like, Maggie, here's my vision, here's my story, this is what I need from you, without giving you a chance to say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I need, and then from there we kind of find some common ground. Um, it's a much better approach. And sort of similar to what I said in the a previous video, like you're not trying to convince somebody of something, you're trying to create a bond, you're trying to attract, you're trying to um, create something that doesn't just serve the greater good, but also serves this individual to whom you are speaking.
I love that so much, and I really relate to it. I especially love what you said about relationships being, the relationships themselves have all of this value. I know that that's something that I often talk about how our strategic choice as a book publisher to focus on books that help heal and inspire, it works on so many levels. Not only are we creating market differentiation, but we are also putting out the books that I believe can make an impact in the world. And here's the third part, which you were alluding to. It means that I get to spend all of my time talking to people like you. And so I am spending my day steeped in conversation with people who are really, really thinking on how to solve big problems and make the world a better place. Like, what better way to spend my days, weeks, months, and years? So I love that so much. When it comes to, I don't know, networking, especially for a person who's very deeply rooted in a sense of authenticity, sometimes going out there and seeking to like build a network, it can feel yeah, I know I've experienced this for myself, almost like there's like, oh, I don't want to be disingenuous, am I trying to get something from this person, and am I, I'm not their friend, I'm trying to meet them because I'm trying to do business with them. Like, how do we get comfortable with networking? How do we reach out, and where can we find these people?
Yeah, for sure. So I'd start by almost putting yourself in the shoes of the other person. Like, I think we're all looking for ways to make the world a better place. And when we find those opportunities, we get excited because it's not straightforward, right? Like it's just not. We get overwhelmed. It's like, oh my God, the world, there's so many problems, there's so much happening. And so when we find an opportunity to make a difference that we understand, that we are, is achievable, or it's in our community or that type of thing, we get really excited because it's something that we want to do. So when you think about it that way, as someone going out with one of those ideas, um, people are actually looking for those ideas. You're not selling something. You're not trying to convince somebody of something. You are making an offering that will either resonate for someone or not. And either way, that's okay. Because it's so funny. Often, if I'm talking to someone, and like I used to run an event series for girls, and I'd tell them about it, and people would get excited and whatever. And even if that person was not a parent of this certain age of girls at the event or whatever, they'd be like, I've got a niece, or I've got a neighbor, or I've got a friend, and this, and they just love the idea so much. So even though they were not my customer, they were not my client, I still enrolled them in the experience. It was interesting and wonderful for them just to be able to go back and think, wow, what was life like for me when I was 11 or whatever. Like there's benefit. People enjoy connecting authentically with other people. So I would start thinking, and I know this might be hard for introverts. I totally, totally 100, and it's just going to take time. It's going to take effort on your part, but you're not alone. And that's part of, again, the message of the book is like, you're not the only one doing this. We're going to do this together. Like, imagine yourself almost virtually locking arms with a group of other people who are also kind of freaked out, also don't really know what they're doing, also doing this for the first time, and all of these things. And there are, let me tell you, some extraordinary communities. So my personal favorites are SheEO, which is a Canadian, although it's international now. It's certainly in the United States and Australia and a bunch of other places. It's a network of women and non-binary identified social entrepreneurs, and it's a way of funding them and celebrating them and connecting them, and it's incredibly inclusive and friendly. The Social Venture Institute community is another big favorite of mine. And finally, Zebras Unite. Zebras Unite, oh my goodness, go to their website right now, zebrasunite.coop. And they are a collection, international collection of zebras is sort of code for small time social entrepreneurs and seeking creative solutions to everything from funding to business structures. They are kind of the vanguard, like the ultimate out there in the social entrepreneurship front community, and are just dedicated to radical social inclusion, and are just wonderful people. So and you can attend events. If attending an in-person event doesn't feel safe or comfortable for you, that's okay. I mean, we're living in an era of dropping in and out of Zoom meetings everywhere, and just get a sense of what people are talking about. You don't necessarily need to put yourself on the spot and do a big pitch and whatever. You can listen and you can see what the conversation is that's going and learn from it. I'm a huge believer in partnership, and doing things by yourself is not necessarily a great idea. It can be super lonely. Chances are you don't have all the skills, so you really are looking for someone who's probably looking for you because they want to do something. Maybe they're not a visionary, right? Maybe they don't have that part of it. um, and there are people called integrators who are more like the ops people and the finance people. So finding people like that is just a huge joy because they're looking for you as much as you're looking for them. So putting yourself out there, it's not a pass fail, it's not a judgment situation. It's a way of sharing the incredible things that you want to share with the world.
I love the way you describe it. Networking, it almost sounds more like, buddying up with someone at summer camp, trying to
Yeah.
find who do I want to link arms with? Who's going to, hang out with me? And can we, share time with in a way that feels good to both of us. Thank you so much for framing relationships in this way. And in our next video, we're going to be talking about finances and money and the role that that plays in a social venture.